Hello. Good evening. Hi. Oh, Kitty. Hi, Kitty. Um, Satnam, welcome. I'm happy to be here this evening again. Sorry for starting a couple minutes late. So I'm going to dive right in because I have a lot that I would like to share. And every time I do this webinar, I end up going later. I hope that you can hear me. I have a fan on in the background. So if for some reason that noise is getting in the way, let me know. So I'm going to introduce myself, and I'm going to go through a bunch of content, and you might want to take notes. There is going to be a replay. I do really encourage you to stay the whole way through because there's something very special at the end just for webinar attendees. And then you can ask me questions as well. So that's Q&A because I'm not going to be paying attention throughout the whole webinar if you have any questions, but I would like to address those. So if you don't know me, my name is Jamie. I'm also known as Sadaf Tar in the Kundalini Yoga world. I teach yoga and meditation. I've been in branding and marketing for like somewhere between 17-ish, 15, 20. I'm not counting because I don't want to think about that. It's been a long time. I've worked in the entertainment industry as a costume designer. I have a degree in fashion design. I build beautiful websites for lots of different industries. My last project was for the International Kundalini Yoga Teachers Association, and I'm going to be showing you some of the things that I did for them and how I did them and the important points of that, because we rebranded their website and their marketing, and we doubled their membership in about a quarter, which is massive success. Like that is one of the key things that I'm going to talk about really harnessing in your social media is that branding aspect and how important it is in those first steps, which are like usually the most fun and creative parts. What else did I want to say? I wanted to start actually today with something a little different because I know a lot of people registered who are Kundalini yoga teachers and yoga teachers. And, you know, we really want to reach people, and social media is this amazing tool that we have now. I mean, it's how I use or what I use to get all of my clients, and have had, you know, really massive success with that. It is something that you have to put time into, but it's not like excessive, you know. We can all find the time in our schedules to commit to putting into it. And once we know the real working strategies and how to engage, then it becomes much easier. So what I wanted to share, and if you're not a Kundalini yoga, you know, bear with me if you're not into meditation, but when we really approach building our businesses and learning something new, it's really important to think about where our mind is and our body and our energy, and if we're stressed, and how our viewpoint is really affecting how we're going into this. Because it's just like learning any other skill, really. And this social media is going to serve you for the rest of your life. So if you learn these tools now and the techniques now, they're going to keep serving you. I do the same sort of techniques in my graphic design that I've been doing for years and years and years when I was at Mass Art and when I was learning web design and code. But before Dreamweaver even started, I was taking classes in high school and in college, and I minored in that. So we have a lot of tools these days, and if we just learn these sort of patterns that are in all of these tools that really never change over the years, then it's really easy to jump into new things and grasp new things. So one of the things that I like to do that's really short and quick, and I want to get going on the material, but Yogi Bhajan, I don't know if I saw this in a video or I cannot remember where I got this. I think I actually read it in a manual, but it's really simple and quick. Now you have the choice to either put your hands in Gyan Mudra. If you're familiar with this, you can put them on your knees. You can put them in prayer pose if you like. It's technically prayer pose, so that's my preferred way that this is taught, but just whatever you're comfortable with. So before we embark on this, because this is a lot of information to absorb, and I mean, I'm not going to lie, I come up with clients a lot that have a lot of inner resistance. Their identity is so wrapped up in their website and their branding, and they like block themselves. So you have to find a way to get through that stuff, because honestly, it's like, what was that quote I put up? It's like, what is it? 1% inspiration or talent or something, and 99% motivation. I forget, but basically the most important aspect of what you do is really about your motivation and being able to move through things. So You're putting your hands together, nice and flat, rolling the shoulders back, sit up nice and tall. If you've never meditated before, this is a nice segue, new experience. Close your eyes and focus them gently at the brow point. And what we're going to do here, it's very quick. We're going to take 3 long, deep breaths. And as we inhale each breath, we're going to imagine and feel all the energy of gratitude and blessings that are being poured on us, all the things that we need, all the skills, all the time, all the tools, all the connections, anything that we need, we're going to feel this coming onto us, this blessing. And now you can visualize it, you can see it as light, you can just feel it in your heart center, and you're going to feel that and hold that space and then exhale. So I'll walk you through this. Now, just first take a nice deep little breath, expanding the belly, opening the heart, making sure the chest is open, and exhale. Now, as you inhale this next breath, bring it deep into the body. And you suspend that breath and put pressure on those hands so that you can feel the pressure pushing into each other, and visualize all the blessings, all the tools that you need coming to you. Just see it rain around you. No worry, no stress, just be totally neutral and balanced. And when you can't hold the breath in the body any more comfortably, then slowly and gently exhale. Exhale all resistance out. Just let it leave the body. Now slowly inhale again. Filling up the body with all that prana, all that life, creative force. Push the hands together. Imagine all the blessings of the universe raining down on you. Everything that you need to fulfill your unique path and what you want to achieve. It's already yours. It's already there. Suspend that. See it. Whether you're seeing actual visual particular things or just feeling it. And then exhale. Now one more time, breathe that deep breath in, into the belly, the whole body. See it, fill your body up. Push the hands together. Imagine every single thing and blessing coming to you. It's already yours. See it. See the universe raining down blessings on you. Feel it on your skin. Feel it in your heart. How does it feel to share your gifts and to feel empowered and to know that what you need will be there? Completely connect with that feeling. That you have everything that you need. And when you exhale, release all resistance to allowing that. So that's my little trick. It took about 5 minutes, I think. Okay. Where do I want to start first? I feel kind of lightheaded now, actually. I'm going to go quickly through a PowerPoint. And then we're going to do some fun stuff. But I want to go through this PowerPoint. If anyone's watching that watched the last one, it is what we went over last time, but re-reviewing it, new things always come out, and it's really important to reabsorb this information. It's a lot, you know? Okay. So this is an example of a profile. This was actually my profile some time ago before I started focusing on Instagram. Oh, and I forgot to do the screen share, so give me 1 second. Do that. All right. I'm using Instagram as a first example here, but I mean, we're covering a lot of general things in social media. But Instagram is definitely an important social network for especially brand awareness. This is where a lot of people get stuck. And the thing is, you just want to remember is that you're always approaching this with making everything look professional. It's really important. It's professional and has a brand. This was a time when I was traveling, and this was my personal profile. And friends were asking me to please post pics of your vacation. Now, you really can't do that. If you're really trying to leverage your profile, I use my personal profile for acting, and then I have a separate Fame Compass profile, at least for Instagram. You can every now and then put like a post with varied pictures, but this is just a confused, has no strategy, has nothing to it. This is not the direction you want to go in. If this is where you're starting, you're going to learn a lot that's going to help you get to that after picture that you probably have already seen. But this is generally the not what to do. You need to have message. You need to have clear branding. Having things look unprofessional, it's just not. This is where you want to grow from. This is why you are here and you are watching this webinar, because you are at a point where you want to shift into something more professional, and this is what we're going to learn. So the most important things to remember is these are what you want to avoid. So when you don't have that message, you don't have the clear branding, you don't have continuity, and you're just putting out pictures, that's what happens to your social media. It sinks. It's not going to serve you the way that you need to serve you. And you're going to be wasting time. And you should not be spending a ton of time on social media. You shouldn't. It should be strategized, and you should be doing it in pockets. So if you don't have, or rather if you have unprofessional images and you don't have continuity and you don't have a strategy and you don't have a clear message, you're not going to get the high level of engagement you want. You're going to be wasting your time. You're going to confuse customers and buyers on the other end, because it's not going to resonate. They're going to look at it and be like, what is this? And they don't care. You're not going to know how to get leads or get those leads. There's going to be no general brand awareness, because you need to have a general continuity of brand awareness pretty much at all time. And that's, when you can do some of those fun pictures, but you have to know how to optimize them so they're still encapsulated within your brand. And you're just going to be, heck a lot frustration. A lot of people come to me and they get a lot of blocks because, oh my God, I'm not creative. I don't have time. I have no tech skills. There's so many networks and I already have a personal profile. So to answer some of these things, everyone is creative, and these things are built around strategy. If you're following step-by-step, like art has strategy, design has strategy. I use pretty much the same 3 or 4 techniques over and over and over again for all my design work. That's it. I'm not reinventing the wheel. I'm doing the same thing over and over again to get the same looks. That saves me a lot of time. And yes, I do have a lot of technical skills, but I mean, if you can use Facebook, you can figure this stuff out. Yes, there are so many networks. So you take one, you can create all your profiles on Twitter, Instagram, Periscope, whatever, but take some time to really develop and get used to one before moving on, because you need to have a concentrated effort on one to start to grow one. And there are certain questions to ask to make the right decision as to which profile is going to be best for you to leverage. Your personal profile is actually a great place to look for leads and customers to start. And especially now with Facebook, because Facebook algorithms have changed and you really have to pay for ads for pages now. It's really changed, and you actually have a lot more opportunity now with your personal profiles. So think about that. When you have a personal profile, really think about how to use it to make it work for you on a professional level. So what you really need to go forward with is you absolutely positively need a brand strategy for your whole business. It's the 100% most important foundational step. And the great thing is when you have that strategy, I don't know what's the word I'm going to use. It goes into your website building, all your art, your copy, how you communicate with people. So it's like that compass that makes everything easier to go ahead with. You really need to use a scheduler because you should be sitting down and scheduling all your social media once a month in one swoop, or maybe once every 2 weeks, and then a couple days a week, have some pockets where you spend some targeted time on social media and maybe doing a post on the fly. There is so many free apps and programs. You can make great art and you do not have to spend money. There's awesome stuff that you can be using on your phone and your computer. You need to know your brand type. Is it a company or a personal brand? Because that will inform the kind of things that you're going to be sharing. And just to see that you already have followers, and that's, again, that personal profile, reaching out. Social media is kind of like, think if you're in a room and there's all sorts of people in there, and maybe you're at a festival or something, and you want to network. That's what social media is. It's you're in a room with several billion other people, or million people, or how many people are using each network now. And that's the way you have to think of it. You have to actually talk to people. Using your brand strategy to get recognized. So I said this before, it's just about having that professional aesthetic, having a strong brand strategy. So it's saving you time so you're not thinking about what to post next and how to post it. And people, it's about building trust on a very subconscious level. So you want to use the same colors and the same themes and do it over and over and over again. You don't want to reinvent the wheel. So that helps you in so many different ways. That continuity and that consistency. Choosing the editing techniques and filters, like I was saying, I only use a few. Using your same brand colors. You have to have particular brand colors, 2 to 4 max. Those colors, that copy informs your story, and each industry has its own trends that can help you in creating your information and creating an engaging profile and looking at what is your customer avatar and character, the who, the what, the when, the where, the why, and getting really gritty, nitty into that and figuring out the kind of brand that you want to have and convey. You always want to give value and, show the passion that you have. That's why you're on this webinar, because you want to learn something and you want to go somewhere and you have dreams and goals. And I love social media. What's not to love? It's mostly free and you can do a lot with free. And trust me, a lot of my webinars have, gotten 50 to 60 people, and I haven't paid for an ad. I do pay for ads now, but I don't do it for everything, and there's strategies to use to get people engaged, but it's really about just talking like you're talking to someone else and being authentic. Use professional looking images. If you haven't downloaded the ebook on my website, it gives a lot of information about that. It's just really professional looking images. If you do not have an awesome iPhone, use stock art. When in doubt, basically, if you're looking at a picture and you're like, I'm not sure it looks professional enough, if you have to even ask that question, then you probably don't want to post it. Some of the common mistakes that people make is that they're not optimizing sizing. So that's where that good ebook comes in. You don't want things to look blurry. I can't say this enough. You just don't want stuff to look unprofessional. It's the most important thing. Just think about it as, professional. What would you want to see? What engages you? So there's different things that you can do. You can hire a photographer to do some brand photos for you, and you can find a lot of people that are relatively inexpensive. You can do a trade with someone. You can buy stock photos. Now, if you ever want to hire a photographer to or do trade, please feel free, if you're in the Facebook group, to post their website, and I will take a look at it and say, yeah, this looks like a good option. And I do know photographers in several different cities. So buying stock photos. Reposting and sharing and regramming other people's posts are really great because they see that you do that. And that's a way to kind of get in with other people and get attention and get more followers and more interested. So not only do you not have to think about creating a post, other people love that. So if there's influencers or people that you follow and they've posted something you like, repost it and leave them a good message. And that definitely helps. This is like, it's kind of like that change jar that you put change in every day and it grows and grows and grows. That's really what social media is. There's not really a situation. I mean, I did a 5-day challenge last week, and I just debuted Fame Compass a couple months ago, but I got like 70 or 80 interests out of that 5-day challenge, and that was no ads, and that was me just like posting something, asking a question. So talking to people is really important, and I was using another Facebook group to do that. I was posting in someone else's Facebook group. So it's all about that conversation, and use your stories. The stories in Instagram and Facebook, those little circles that come up, those are great because you can still hashtag those, and people do look at them, and you don't necessarily have to have them be those professional images, and that's where you can do a little more leveraging and a little more, those intimate moments in your life. Use a scheduler, Hootsuite, Later, Buffer. Use one of them. It's really important because it will save you so much time and aggravation. Meet Edgar, you can repost content, which is a great feature of Meet Edgar, but Meet Edgar is also on the high end, so you might not want to use Meet Edgar, and I don't think they've integrated Instagram yet. And if we have time, I will show you a little bit more about that. When you use that scheduler and you actually schedule things like most of us do with lots of our life, you're keeping yourself less stressed, you're saving time, you're being able to create that story, especially with the Instagram layout on Later. You can interact easier because you can see all the comments and you can see all your profiles at the same time, activity, analytics. It's the way to go, has to be done. Editing your images. Landscape, Photoshop Express, PicMonkey, Visco, Canva, PhotoFox. So many free apps. Those are just some of my favorite ones. A lot of them have trial versions or free versions so that you can test them. I think I might pay for 1 or 2 apps, but for the most part, I have a lot of free versions, and I'll discuss some of the differences between the free versions and the paid versions when I'm showing you some of the terminology. Okay, so we're going to go right into me showing you something different now. And what should I go to? Okay, so let's go to Photoshop. Now, I'm going to show you Canva as well. I've been using Photoshop for many, many years, and obviously I use this because I'm a professional designer. You can get it for $19 a week. They do have Photoshop Express on the phone as well, and it's got many of the same features. And if you have a phone, that's on the larger size especially, it's easy to just erase things with your finger and do things that, you might think would be only doable on a computer and a laptop. But the great thing is that in all of these apps, the terminology is exactly the same. The terminology of layers, overlays, blurs, all the same. So once you know that terminology and you have the breakdowns of all that, then it's no problem because, you know it. And I got to tell you, these tools on the left-hand side, I use like 4 of these. Like that's it. That's all I ever use. And my art looks great and everybody's happy. So what I want to show you is this is the template that I put together for the International Kundalini Yoga Teachers Association when we debuted their brand last year. I am not doing their social media anymore now, so things do look different. But this is what we were doing for a while when we first debuted it. Now, I have this set up so that I have all these templates here. And I mean, we're looking and we can see a pattern here. This is their brand. This is what we used. And if you look at the website, it's very obvious that we have a very clear brand. And the great thing about this is that, especially if you look at these, I'm not reinventing the wheel here very much. I'm using similar backgrounds that might have a little bit of a blur, extra color, and I'm taking something to think about is the negative, positive space. And I haven't talked about this in my other webinars yet. And one of my ways of creating interest and dynamics in a post or a graphic art is to take an element and push it to the corner and make something come out of the corner, because it has this action. And it's a great way to just add something, some movement and background, but you're leaving the space so you can see your words. One of the top things I see wrong with social media, and I have a couple examples in the Facebook group, is that people put words over pictures and you can't read them. It's something that I see all the time, and it's such an easy thing to avoid. You know, if you can't figure out how to really get words to pop, maybe you're not yet at the stage that you understand how to do a blur behind words, then just do a box of color instead. You know, find a way. Oops, I'm putting this in the wrong place. Layers. Here we have layers. You know, you just put a box behind the words, and there you go. I mean, I would tweak this more. This isn't, you know, I would probably do white or maybe do blue and then change the words to white. But make sure that people can read the words. Super important. Very simple. So I keep this all in a file, and this is what I do for all my social media campaigns. And I will set up a file where I have a bunch of different folders, and I create different backgrounds, and each one is a little different. I make sure that I have like a logo, maybe the website. I don't always put it in my Fame Compass stuff. You know, it's up to you to decide whether or not you want to do it. It's great for branding, but not everybody does it all the time. So you can see that this is very consistent. It's very clear, and you can read it, and it's unique. You're not going to find this. I have defined a template that I created, just tweaked it a little bit. I mean, what do we have here? We have a blue background. We have one graphic element here that I have just moved around, and we have the same white font. And also take a look at the typography. Typography, another thing that I see a lot, and maybe I'll go into the Facebook group and show you that particular posting of the what not to do on the type, is what are we noticing here about this? I am taking out important words in this quote, and I'm highlighting them. I'm doing something different. So good typography has variation to it. And if you think about, it's funny because we do this in acting and we do it in singing, is that we take the words, I forget what it's called in singing, but we take certain words and certain lines, and those particular lines have emphasis, or rather words. Those words and those lines have emphasis to them. And this is generally something that you want to think even beyond just social media. It's your newsletters, it is your post copy, it's your website copy. People do not, because we're inundated with information, there's always kind of strategies and tactics changing in marketing, because we are aware of the fact that people are overwhelmed and inundated. So like on a website, you have about 7-8 seconds to like get somebody's attention. You know, 10 years ago, it was probably 15 seconds. Now people they just want results, and they want it quick, and they're not spending a whole lot of time. And if you think about just the way feeds work, the Facebook feed, the Twitter feed especially, and Instagram, you're absorbing information at a fast pace, and you have to make certain things stick out. So what do you want people's eyes to catch, and catch quickly? And even think, especially if you're a yoga teacher, if you're a meditation teacher, if you're like a wellness coach or a life coach, or your aim is to better someone's life, and you are trying to create a positive space and positive content. They did a study on Facebook a few years ago. And I don't know, maybe I talk about this every now and then, maybe the result is different now, but positive content by far got shared more than negative content. So think about that when you want to have an emotional rant on Facebook, and every single comment that you make on Facebook has repercussions. So I'm taking the word love and everybody, and I'm making those words stand out. This is obviously something I just wrote to show that, but when you have my quotes, not quotes, let's find. See, I would just switch these out. Well, I don't have any quotes here to actually show the. Don't laugh at my little things. I could probably go back. Vegan cheese puffs. Oh God. That's hilarious. I do like vegan cheese puffs. If you haven't had those yet, those things are really good. What are they called? They're made out of chickpeas. Oh my God, I'm hungry now. At least I didn't put any inappropriate words here. So my old post for ICTA, and I actually don't have them on this computer. They're on Dropbox. So I mean, I could bring one up, I guess, and show you that. But that's just something that you really want to remember when doing your type. Very big. So when you're using type, just think it's more about people being able to read the type than the picture behind it. There's different ways to make that stand out. So that is a way to organize your social media posts and pictures. Now, obviously, you know, for ads and for Facebook pictures, it's a little different because the orientation's different. And they find that especially with ads, the less words that you have, the more it gets engaged. So that's when the high quality picture really comes into play. And, you know, I probably get 1 or 2 photo shoots a year for like not that much money, $100, $200. And a lot of those photos serve me for a very, very long time. So it's a worthy investment, an important investment. I mean, it's so important to step back and really put the effort into this stuff and just trust and take one step at a time and do the best you can and have a strategy and have a real outline of what you're trying to do. Because if not, and if it's like, I've seen a lot of clients come to me and they've hired someone else to do a website, or they've, you know, done some other project. A friend of mine actually last year, I had told him to consult with me because he was starting an online website, a sales website, a spiritual website. And it hurts me to actually even say this. He paid $21,000 to a quote web developer. And I mean, I don't know why he didn't talk to me, because this is what I do for a living. And I think he felt like he wanted to talk to someone outside of, you know, the community for some reason, because he kind of wanted to protect what he was doing, which I can understand from one viewpoint, but that's not really the way to go forward. You want to get the community support. You want to get the help from other people. And I you know, I had been away for a few months, and then I came back, and he had spent all this money, and I looked at the site, and I looked at what had happened, and I was like, the work amount that's been done for you probably equals about $1,500, and you were totally taken advantage of. That's a lot of money to miss out on. So I have a lot of people come to me after they've made massive mistakes like that, and basically, you know, just money goes down the toilet. So do go to the people that you trust. Do go to the people around you that you can see are successful and have success and are genuine and authentic, and ask questions and take your time, and, you know, do your research and have your strategy, and don't, you know, try to fight your way too fast to do something, because it's not going to serve you. You definitely don't want to waste $20,000, because he could have done so much with that. So let's check out. Whoa. Oh no, you can't see the PowerPoint? No! Can you see? Okay. Seriously, you couldn't see the PowerPoint? Oh my God. Can someone tell me if you actually got to see the PowerPoint, or do I need to go over it in like 10 minutes really quick again? Okay, I'm showing my face now. You didn't see the PowerPoint? Oh, I'm so sorry. I don't know what happened. Man. Okay. PowerPoint? So were you actually looking at me the whole time? God, I hope I didn't do anything silly. Okay. So did Photoshop show? No Photoshop. Okay, well, I still got 20 minutes. Oh, so Photoshop showed, but the PowerPoint didn't show. That's really interesting. Okay, wait. Question one. I got a yes there. Someone said yes. Please type yes, Photoshop showed, or no, Photoshop didn't show. I've not ever had this problem before. Okay, I'm going to try this. I'm so sorry. This has never happened before, but we'll go over like 5-10 minutes. Okay, so let's try this again. See, I don't like doing the... Oh my God, I think that was actually my flub. I'm going to go back. And so can you see Photoshop now? Okay, yeah. Sorry, that was actually my mistake. I'm taking full responsibility for that stupid move. Oops. Okay, let's go, and I'll show you this really quick. But you heard me, so, you know, I'll show you the vegan cheese puffs. Vegan cheese puffs. Okay. So as I was saying with Photoshop, and I'll show you Canva, which is another tool. I have everything set up in an organized file in different templates so that I just go to this. My brand is there. It's solid. I'm not reinventing the wheel. I'm not driving myself crazy. And the work is done. And all I'm doing is inputting the words. And like I was saying with certain elements, let's see. Let me go to one that I can move around. Okay. No, that one's... Some of them already have the background built into it. Okay, so like I was saying before, your negative and positive space, and having certain things, just like one certain graphic that anchors everything, and you put this in a corner, you have it come out, it creates movement, it creates space. Thank you for listening to me this entire time without actually looking at anything. And then basically I have created how many different templates using these same graphics that are all a little different. And you know, you post one of these a week. They're all different, but they're all branded, and it's really important to have that. And then what I was saying with the fonts, which is really important, the typography, is that you want to make sure you have variations of weights and between italicized, because you're focusing on important words. So if you have a quote, you pick out what are those important words, and then is there kind of an underlying subconscious message that you can pull out of those words? So obviously this isn't a real quote, but love everybody, let's say it was a quote and it had those words in it, I would want to pick those out so that people automatically see that, and it's quick and it gets people on such a subconscious level. I mean, it's just really amazing how many patterns I see between acting, singing, and marketing, and like the words of communication that happen. And then these were the other ones that I'm using a blur effect behind the words. But like I was saying, if you don't know a blur effect, you use a box. And here are the tools that I only use a couple of these. And I just would have pasted pictures in the background. And like what you can do is you can have a graphic designer, set up one of these templates for you. If you feel like you need help after you've developed a brand story, or let's say you've hired someone to do a brand story, or like in the social media course, you do it yourself and I give you feedback on that and we develop it together. You have this template and then you have it to work off of. And I do the same thing in coaching. I'll create people a template and then they can work with it later. So I don't know if I should really bother going through the PowerPoint again. I'll go back to it after, but I want to show you Canva. So was that enough? Do I need to show you that anymore? I think it was, you got the gist of it. That's me. Let's go to Canva. If you want to, why isn't it not? Okay. Let's do the entire screen. So if you want to sign up for Canva while we are here and doing this live, then go for it, because you can sign up for free. Canva.com. It's going to give you the option to sign up with your email or with Google, and then we can have a little fun with this, and you can try things out as we go. And, the great thing about resources like Canva also has an app that you can use, and PicMonkey, another one that I use. If you've been on the other webinars, see if you said anything. I don't want to miss anything now. PicMonkey is another one that I have used in the past. So I'm just giving you a minute so you can get in there. Okay. So if you go into the create a design, the great thing about Canva is that there are all these templates. And the wonderful thing is that you can feel totally empowered to be doing social media yourself and do a lot of things yourself now, because there are so many templates out there. I mean, it is worthy to think, especially if all of us in here, I think we're almost all yogis. I know a lot of people signed up that aren't, but we do spend time taking these courses and we do spend time learning these techniques. So you do have to make some investment of learning how to do these things. And that's why you're on the webinar. But once you get a handle and you understand things, then using these templates is a lot easier. And when you have that clear brand, you can tweak the templates that they have and you can make them work for you. You can put them in your colors, your pictures, and it makes things really easy. I keep wanting to. Okay, so I have, which one did I open? I opened one of these. Was it this one? I don't think it's this one. I thought maybe you could all open the same one if I can find it. I can't remember. Maybe I'll open a new one. Or was it from this page? Oh, okay. So I am on the Find Templates page. And I actually opened up this one, the Pottstown Weekend Market. And by the way, I've actually seen this one on Facebook, not edited, but we'll edit it today and do some things. Now, you can see clear right off the bat a lot of what you can see that really stands out about these is, oh, we can read the font. We have a real, I like this one. This one actually looks a lot like, maybe we'll do this one. This looks like one of my clients. So actually we'll use this one. Can I use this one? Yeah. This looks very similar to some of the graphic that one of my clients has, Awaken Heart Parenting. Now, I actually don't use Canva that much, so you might need to give me a second to figure out this stuff. But basically, it's, you click and things become active. She's actually using a really similar script to this. That actually might be this the script. If you pay for these services, each one's different. So PicMonkey, I think you can access your fonts that are on your computer at any point in time. Canva, you'd probably have to pay for their premium service so that you could update your own particular font. And that's a really important aspect. You want to use the same font. You have usually one font that's like a pretty script like this, and then have another font that's this straightforward font here. That's standard. You want to use those same fonts for brand awareness most of the time. So if it's too big, you just play with the size until it's the size that you want. Let's see if this... Actually, let's do this instead. Book a call. Oh. If you want to think about having a call to action here and what my client might post on her Instagram if she's doing a promotion. Can everyone see this? I hope so. Let's change the color. Now, what I would do, I'm going to open up one of her files and get her font color. Because like what I do for people, I do brand boards and I'll have color swatches and it will have the actual hex code of that swatch. So if my client's going in to do something like this, then they will have that hex code. Okay, so let's pick EF5224. Do I want to use that one? Sure. Yep. EF5442, which looks the same, but it's not. Did I get that right? EF5224, EF5224, EF5224. There we go. And the other color, let's do purple. 4433D7. Sorry, I have to say it out loud. I won't remember it, and I can't highlight this one. 4433D7. 4433D7. Oops. 4433D7. Right. I would definitely work with changing this down here because it's not big enough. Or I could change it to white. What would I possibly change? Well, obviously, I'm not going to keep it this. Let's put a weekend art parenting. And I might put her logo on here. If you have a logo with a clear background in a PNG format, you could do that. Not necessary, especially if you really want the words to, you know, be legible. So you have more space for that. And maybe I might even do this here. Picture's one thing. How do I change you? Ha. Okay. Ooh. Let me find a picture. I might have actually erased a lot of her pictures, so we might have to actually leave that because I think well, this has this on the side, so we'll just ignore that I have that graphic up there. And obviously I wouldn't want to chop her head off. Let me find a better picture so we can see how nice it looks. So on this, if she's booking a coaching call, right? Maybe she wants to use a nice picture of herself. And I just took a screenshot so I don't have to go in the back end and get that. I wouldn't normally do it that way. I would actually go find the picture. But I would have a lot of pictures on my computer if I kept everybody's. Okay, so some sort of picture that's, you know, conveying something of her. We might have another one of her with a parent or child, because she has great images from a baby blessing that she had when she was pregnant, and that's what we used on her website because they were authentic. I mean, she's a parenting coach. So, I mean, you've probably seen on Instagram and on other places, you know, similar, you can move these around too, which is great. Similar, very clear graphics that are being used. And this is what they're using. They're using these templates. And I would change this orange, actually. Let's change this orange just because I would like to make it the other orange. Does that work? Or we can make it white, maybe. I would probably play around with this a little bit more because I'm, no, that's clear. That's good. I'm going to go back to the PowerPoint in a little bit and go over some of those points, and then we can wrap things up. But they have all sorts of templates in here that are sized. So Facebook, oh, oops, those are photos that are sized to the headers that you need. So we have marketing materials, social media, and email headers. I mean, this is just such an amazing resources for you to use. And one of my favorite websites too, to get stock art and extra fonts if you're looking for things, and I go over more of this with clients in my course, is Creative Market. This is one of my favorites because there's just so many awesome, really high-end photos and fonts here on this one. That's actually a really good idea for my next freebie, is just all the cool websites that I love and use. So has anyone said anything? Nope. Cool. All right. So I'm going to go back to the PowerPoint really quick, and I'm just making sure that I have the right screen share on your entire screen. Okay. Yay. I hope everyone tried that. I'm going to go through this just really quick. This is what I was looking at for that before picture, that this is the, please don't do this. And if you've looked at the other freebies I have, you know, you want to look at it like it's a magazine layout, and you can do it so you have columns. Like, so every 3 pictures you post a quote, and you have different blocks of themes. And I actually wanted to get to showing you a schedule, because I actually have a schedule where, like, Monday is this, Tuesday is this, Wednesday is this, Thursday is this, Friday is this. It's all about the planning. So this was just going over those. Steer clear of the unprofessional images. Make sure you have a message, clear branding, continuity. Otherwise, you're not going to get engagement. You're going to waste your time. You're going to confuse people. You're not going to get leads, and you're going to be frustrated. getting through those blocks of thinking, I'm not creative, I have no time, all this information that I explained, which you can probably still really get what I was saying without us having gone over this, but there's some slides I want to go over to wrap all this awesomeness up. I just really can't stress enough. Everything that you need is available to you, like everything. If you're ever in doubt in the decision-making process, if you don't think it's good enough, if you're not 100% sure about something, that means it's not right. That means you need to move on quick and go to the next thing and get it until it is right. Only share what you think is of the highest quality. It's very important. Use a schedule. You know what I'll do, actually? We're going to go a couple minutes over, just like a couple. So Buffer is one of these apps. It's the least expensive one that I like. Later is another one, and I don't think I'm logged in. Oh my God, so much I could share with you. This is another one that I really like for Instagram. And the reason why is because you can drag and drop and you can really get that magazine layout really easy. And there's a tutorial in the Facebook group that shows that from a while ago. So just fast forwarding to wrapping this up. If you have a plan, if you have a strategy, if you commit to putting in the time to doing this and having that plan, it actually saves you time and you're going to be able to leverage it. So if you're on this webinar and you're paying attention to the tutorials, that means you want to go somewhere with this and you have a ton of information from this webinar, but there's obviously no way that I can put in 1 hour everything that you really need to know and really go over the step-by-step strategies that will help you manage things and look at analytics. So you've probably seen, so these were the landscape, Photoshop, Express, PicMonkey, Visco. Like if you want to write those down, those are some of my favorite ones. And there's great video editing apps too if you want to edit video, because video is very big. So just going on what I wanted you to stay until the last, if you're interested in that course. By the way, Q&A, this is Q&A time. So ask me those questions now and I will look at them after we go through this. If you're really serious about using social media and you feel stuck and you really want to learn how to use it and stop wasting your time, I have a small coaching course that I'm putting together right now. I have several signups already and they're actually yoga teachers, surprise, surprise, and lots of interested people that are possibles but haven't registered yet because we still do have a little bit to register before I close it. But I can only take so many people because it is an intimate and it's a small course. And it's really addressing starting with your brand strategy. And I'm teaching you how to create that. And it's actually super fun. It's one of the most fun parts of this whole thing that I love doing for people. I'm going to teach you the editing skills that you need and set you up so you have exactly what you need to do that will serve you for several years to come. Really, really tight brand, and give you the strategies of using 5-day challenges, knowing how to edit your graphics. I have someone coming in to show analytics, and that is also a Kundalini yogi who was marketing director of Spirit Voyage. Ramdesh is probably going to come in and do that because even though I do know analytics and use them, she's really, really great at that. So this course, it's 4 modules and we do have a break in the middle. So it's not like you have to stress yourself out. You just go along and you can have an accountability partner or a group of people that you keep up with each other and you meet once a week for like 10, 15 minutes and just say, hey, like, where are you at? What was confusing? How far did you get? Okay, let's not feel bad about that. So this is going to push you through so that you don't feel awkward either about sharing things, and you know how to do it authentically and get it, so it looks professional, so it's good. So people are not going to turn away from it. They're going to start following you, and you're going to know how to engage the right way with people so that you can go from this before picture to this after picture. And that is the whole point of getting you through this. is to make sure that you're just 100% empowered, because social media is literally the best free marketing tool that you can possibly come across. And if you're running ads and you don't know how to do this, and you don't know how to make good ads and good copy and have scripts, you are wasting your time. I have people that, I work with to some capacity, but I don't work with them all the time, and I see them run ads and I'm like, you're not really doing it the right way, and you're wasting money. It is worth it to make the investment, because if you don't make an investment of time to learn these things, you're just wasting your time anyway, and you don't want to do that. And you want to know how to create an endless stream of content. So I use this 4 steps where we create the brand, which is your compass, and then you're building the foundation of it and the graphics, and you're following that to leverage it and know where to go, will help you make decisions on what social media profile you want to start working with, and then how to get those people to basically come on board. And I'm not going to read all of this to you. It is on the page, and I'm going to send you that link in a second. But the webinar participants, I'm doing an extra live webinar within the course. It's a bonus, and it's going to talk about how to leverage your website with social media, because that is super important. If your website is not created in a way with specific calls to action, then the efforts that you make on social media kind of almost don't count. I mean, they will for brand awareness, but certain things have to happen, and they work in conjunction with each other. And it's really important to know how that works. So this is all about getting efficient and fast, finding the right places to post, all about hashtags, how to engage, and just really be successful and make it easy and, not stressful for you. I do have a few social media evaluations as a bonus as well. Most of them are gone. There's 2 left. And that means I just am going to look at your social media profiles and take a good look at what you're doing. And that can be a before and after, and give you a personalized evaluation of, how I see that your brand is developing and what you need to do to tweak it so that you can really grow it like we grew it for ICTA. So I am going to right now send you, can you see me now? Now you can see me. I'm going to send you that link. And that is the sign up page. And I hope that went through. Well, maybe I'll put it in the chat box too. Hope did everyone see that? So if you have any questions, let me know. Those bonuses, again, are only available to a certain amount of people. So I can't guarantee that they're going to be there. The course is, the registration is probably going to fill up before I even get to the June 9th date of, that's when the registration closes. There's a lot of people that are maybes that just haven't signed up yet. There is a payment plan available if that one doesn't work for you because someone didn't want to do the PayPal credit route, then please just let me know, and I am happy to work something out that is just tailored just for you. But if you want to master social media, if you want to get good at this, this is a great group coaching course. You have the support of the group, and then you have the support of me, and we get to really engage in an intimate way that answers the questions that you really need to know so that you're completely set up and you're not floundering and you don't have to invent the wheel, and you're really empowered and assured that you're doing the right things. And I'm so looking forward to it. And yeah, that's really all I have to say about it. If you have any more questions, that's the sign up. The price does go up, and please sign up. I would love to have you. I mean, it's a great group of women and yogis, and but sign up soon, because I have lots of people like, yes, I'm going to sign up. And some people that you might actually know from the yoga world. Does anyone have any particular questions? I'm supposed to go dancing tonight, one of my favorite DJs that's in town. But if you have any questions right now is the time to ask before, if there's anything about Canva or PicMonkey. I know this was so much information. And that's kind of a lot of what I see with my clients is guys just, we get overwhelmed and we're like, I don't know what to do. And that's what the course is really for, so that you can actually ask those particular questions and get that clarity. and not drive yourself absolutely mad. Well, I don't see any questions, but it was really great. And I'm sorry about that little flub in the beginning. I might do one of more of these before we start the course. Each one I do is a little bit different. So you definitely could sign up again if you want. I'm not really sure. I'm going to decide tomorrow if I'm going to do it depending on how many people sign up for the actual course, because I have a lot of work to do this summer for Super Health and Bitty Pitty Academy and website stuff. So I hope you remember this nice Yogi Bhajan little meditation that we did. There's some meditation in the course too, not a lot, but just keeping that empowering thoughts. And the first part of the course is the most fun. The brand creation part is the part where you really connect with who you are and what you want to do and what's fun for you, and that really deep message that you have, that destiny, if we want to use a real big word here, and that brand story will inform your website, whatever photos you get, like whatever you're doing literally for the next several years. So it's a really helpful aspect of that course that we go that you don't see anybody else. I've never seen anyone quite facilitate this creative process the way I do it, because of the art background I have. I'm not, a lot of coaches out there have a degree in art from a major art school, and I do. So I really take advantage of using those professional tools that I learned working in the industry for so many years, and I learned going to a really prestigious art school that was really hard to get into, and it was awesome. So anyway, everybody have a great night. I love you. Thank you so much. And I'm going to try and keep up with posting more freebies in the course next week. Have an awesome holiday weekend. Ask me any questions if you need a payment plan, but do sign up, because those bonuses, especially that evaluation, is going to go. And that bonus of the webinar is only for a limited time. So Sat Nam, thank you for joining me, and have a great night. Bye.